Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about how to design your digital content. First of all, we need to understand the basic idea and the basic criteria to develop your content. According to Dedati approach, there are three main components that we need to consider when designing our curriculum. The first one is the lecturer or the teacher. The second one is the students, and the third one is the content. So we need to understand what are the needs and the requirement by each of the component. The second thing is we need to understand what is the nature of the subject or the course, whether it is a theoretical subject, whether it is a practical subject, or a combination of those two. If you are teaching theoretical lessons, there are so many ways to design your digital content. It's very common for us to develop a theoretical lesson, such as using PowerPoint, using video, or even simulation. When we talk about the practical activity, it involves more on the skill aspect. So we need to understand that we need more technology and how to assess the skill assessment. It even has so many techniques in designing the digital for practical lesson. There are two modes of how the curriculum is being designed. The first mode is the synchronous, the second one is the asynchronous. For synchronous mode, usually people use conference or webcast, and maybe some of them use the text-based chat like instant messaging or even the WhatsApp. But when you are using the asynchronous mode, people are normally use pre-recorded multimedia such as video, etc. And for the text-based, we can use email, electronic documents, discussion boards, and even blogs. For synchronous mode, we can use conference or even Google Meet. There are multiple software like Webex, Cisco Webex, and even we can use Zoom platform. And for asynchronous mode, we can use pre-recorded multimedia such as video. And for the text-based, maybe we can use email, electronic documents, discussion boards, and even blogs. For multiple modalities, we can use virtual library and even social networks. There are so many issues when we are planning for developing content regarding to the practical lessons. However, we can use the augmented reality or virtual reality technology to assist in the development process. Another way is the pre-recorded video on the practical activity. However, the students must have a same set of equipment at their home. So while watching the video, they can do the similar activity with the instructor. Some of you might think about what is the best duration for the online videos. According to the study, the best duration for online video is between 6 to 12 minutes. If you produce a video longer than that, the students is hard to focus. Apart from that, the lecturer also need to design some activities to engage the students in their class. There are so many online quizzes and also activity that we can use. For example, we have Kahoot, we have Quizzes, Slido, and many others. Important notes to design your curriculum effectively. First, design based on your learning objectives. Go back to your original learning objective. Is it imparting knowledge, fostering debate and exchange, discovery in a lab setting? Second, promote inclusivity. Consider reworking your online course to take up even less bandwidth to be inclusive for learners who have weaker online connections. Third, impart clear rules of interaction. Restate your expectations. Send an email reminding your learners of the objectives and outcomes for the course. Any adaptations to guidance about attendance and participation. Clarify whether the session will be recorded and if so, where and how it will be used. Fourth, set the stage for successful interaction. Teaching online can make interpersonal interactions seem cold. Eye contact with your learners is essential. Gaze directly at the webcam and use guidance on how body language translates in video job interviews. Fifth, practice makes perfect. Run a test class, practice transitions between slides and videos. Check that you know how to communicate with all your students and also individuals via your platform's chat function. 6. Be concise and engaging. You may have a lot of content to impart, but keep attention spans in mind. Research suggests students lose interest in taking notes after 10 to 15 minutes. 7. Take a break and get moving. Sitting for long periods combined with isolation can lead to anxiety and poor health. Incorporate breaks that allow learners to re-energize, drink water, stretch their legs and take some time to breathe and see natural light. 8. Use peer interaction to foster community. Learning should not be passive and it does not end with the online class. Design and plan for some human interaction outside of class to reinforce the learning and foster ideas changes and debate. 9. Deploy asynchronous communication tools. Learning continues after the course and can be even more effective if you enable it. Asynchronous communication AC tools like online chat channels, bulletin boards, and discussion groups allow for communication anytime, anywhere. 10. Rethink assessment. In online courses, what you can control and observe in your course is limited. Embrace this opportunity to revisit how to assess your learners. Review your learning objectives and keep what you want to evaluate at the forefront. For instance, the learner's capacity to use the concepts learned to solve complex problems. As a conclusion, we as instructors and teachers, we need to understand the requirements based on the technology from the user side, which is our students. And even, we also need to understand that what kind of materials that is very useful and easy to produce. At the end of the content, we are hoping that the student will understand the concept of learning and achieve the learning outcome.